Hare Krishna. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 3. Ashradananda purusha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. Translation of Prabhupada is Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of foes, but return to birth and death in this material world. Purport. The faithless cannot accomplish this process of devotional service. That is the purport of this verse. Faith is created by association with devotees. Unfortunate people, even after hearing all the evidence of Vedic literature from great personalities, still have no faith in God. This is a very important point that Prabhupada is discussing. They are hesitant and cannot stay fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. Thus faith is a most important factor for progress in Krishna consciousness. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that one should have complete conviction that simply by serving the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, he can achieve all perfection. That is called real faith. In the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 3.4.12, it is stated that by giving water to the root of a tree, its branches, twigs, and leaves become satisfied. And by supplying food to the stomach, all the senses of the body become satisfied. And similarly, by engaging in the transcendental service of the Supreme Lord, all the demigods and all the living entities automatically become satisfied. After reading Bhagavad Gita, one should promptly come to the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. One should give up all other engagements and adopt the service of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, the personality of Godhead. If one is convinced of this philosophy of life, that is faith. Now the development of that faith is the process of Krishna consciousness. There are 3 divisions of Krishna conscious men, and the third class those who have no faith. They are engaged in devotional service officially, for some ulterior purpose. They cannot achieve the highest perfectional stage. Most probably they will slip after some time. They may become engaged, but because they haven't complete conviction and faith, it is very difficult for them to continue in Krishna consciousness. We have practical experience in discharging our missionary activity that some people come and apply themselves to the Krishna consciousness with some hidden motive. And as soon as they are economically a little well situated, they give up this process and take to their old ways again. It is only by faith that one can advance in Krishna consciousness. As far as the development of faith is concerned, one who is well versed in the literatures of devotional service and has attained the stage of firm faith is called a first-class person in Krishna consciousness. And in the second class are those who are not advanced in understanding the devotional scriptures, but who automatically have firm faith that Krishna Bhakti, or service to Krishna, is the best course, and so in good faith have taken it up. Thus they are superior to the third class, who have neither perfect knowledge of the scriptures nor good faith, but by association and simplicity are trying to follow. The third class person in Krishna consciousness may fall down, but when one is in the second class or first class, he does not fall down. One in the first class will surely make progress and achieve the result at the end. As far as the third class person in Krishna consciousness is concerned, although he has faith and conviction that devotional service to Krishna is very good, he has no knowledge of Krishna through the scriptures like Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes these third class persons in Krishna consciousness have some tendency toward karma yoga and jnana yoga, and sometimes they are disturbed. But as soon as the infection of karma yoga or jnana yoga is vanquished, they become second class or first class persons in Krishna consciousness. Faith in Krishna is also divided into 3 stages and described in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. First class attachment, second class attachment, and third class attachment are also explained in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in the 11th canto. Those who have no faith even after hearing about Krishna and the excellence of devotional service, who think that it is simply ulaji, find the path very difficult, even if they are supposedly engaged in devotional service. For them there is very little hope in gaining perfection. Thus faith is very important in the discharge of devotional service. So So it's a very instructive verse Prabhupada is speaking on. So it says the first thing is faith. We must have faith. The first was ashradanda. Ashradana. Those who are faithless. It says Aganyascha sharadandasya samshayatma vinashyati. It said the doubtful soul. Doubtful and has no faith. They cannot be happy in this life nor the next. So lack of faith is a big impediment on spiritual advancement, spiritual progress. So one must have faith. And there's a process to develop this faith. Right now, we are putting our faith in material things. So therefore we are working hard to acquire some material necessities, material things. And not even material necessities, we're actually trying to acquire what we think we actually need, but we don't. We don't actually need many things. This is called anartha. Artha means what is essential, and anartha means what is not essential. Unwanted things, unnecessary. So the society that we are living nowadays and leading is basically a society of anarthas. We can see how the society is ran off non-essential items. In the current situation, the whole world was on lockdown because of the COVID, and that we see that all the essentials, or all the stores except for essentials were supposed to be shut. And now the world's economy is being severely affected by this. So we should ask ourselves, what is the economy based off of? It's based off non-essentials. So the people in general, we are trying to cultivate and collect so many things that we actually don't need. This is called anartha. So one who is spending his time collecting these anarthas, he cannot have faith in God. He has faith in these material things. So the goal is to take our faith and put it somewhere else. But one cannot do that on his own. He has to have the association. It says, unfortunately, people after us by association, faith is created by association with devotees. So one has to associate with the devotees. Prabhupada is saying here, it's very important. Association is of paramount importance. We see that nowadays the association is asat-saṅgaḥ. It's not good. You have sādhu-saṅgaḥ and you have asat-saṅgaḥ. So sādhu-saṅgaḥ is associating with the devotees and great saintly persons who follow the scriptures, who are trying to practice Krishna consciousness. This is sādhu-saṅgaḥ. This is Ādau śraddhā sādhu-saṅgaḥ, bhajana-kriyā nartha navritti. So first we have to have that faith. And faith is created by sādhu-saṅgaḥ, association. Sangha means like association, and sadhu is the saintly person. So we have to associate with the saintly persons. The saintly persons of ISKCON movement. They are giving the association. That's why this ISKCON movement was built, to give that chance to associate with sadhus, saintly persons, devotees of Krishna, so that they can get faith in God again. Because right now all the faith has gone away from God. Many people are saying God is dead. But God is not dead. Just because God is out of our material vision does not mean that God is dead. When the sun sets, actually people in the past, some time ago, I don't remember the exact time period, but people used to believe that when the sun set, that the sun died. And then when the sun rose again, it was reborn. But now this is not true. The sun is always there. But it is just manifest and unmanifest before our vision. So though the sun is out of our vision and we cannot see, that does not mean that the sun is still not there. So God is like this. God may be out of our vision, but that does not mean that He is not there. We cannot say that. Because we cannot see with our limited vision, it does not mean that it's not there. Just like if we are in a room and something is beyond that room, but we cannot see it. We cannot see through the wall. It's a wall there. You cannot see beyond the wall. That does not mean that it's not real. It's not there. So God is there, but we have to develop this faith of God. And by association, we can do that. But it says, unfortunate people, even after hearing all the evidence of the Vedic literature from great personalities, still have no faith in God. This is because of these dirty things within the heart. We have so many desires to enjoy this material world, and that's why we were put here. We wanted to enjoy without God, and that is why we were put. We are thinking that we are the greatest. Cassius Clay. He changed his name. He became Muhammad. He's Muhammad Ali, great boxer. He said, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee." He was saying, "I am the greatest. No one can defeat me." And then, after some time, then one time the devotees came and interviewed him, and they mentioned this. They said, "You used to say you were the greatest." You said, "What did you mean by this?" And he said, "Yes, I used to think I was the greatest. Yes, I think I'm the greatest." He said, "I used to say that, and no one can defeat me." He said, "But now I see I'm the greatest." He said, "Now I see I'm the greatest fool." Why? Because he has Parkinson's paralysis. He can't even drink on his own. He said, "Now I see that there is something above me." So the people who have no faith in God, they think they are God. They claim that they are God. Or they claim that this body, when finished, is finished. But this is not bona fide. Anyone can say any opinion. It says, "Yata mata tata pata." There are many paths as there are opinions. And everyone's entitled to their own opinion, yes. But that does not make opinion fact. Actually, we were studying in English class. This news articles based on fact and opinion. So sometimes in news articles they write something that seems like a fact, but it's actually opinion, and it's very difficult for even like people who have some there's children, but so they have to be taught, of course. But people who have some intelligence, it's difficult for even them to understand which is fact and which is opinion. Someone writes in such a way it sounds like fact, but it's actually opinion. So this is the thing. People are speaking so strongly, but they're not understanding that what they're saying is simply mental speculation. They have to base their knowledge off scriptures. Rupa Goswami says those who do not follow Shruti Smriti Puranani, Pancharacha. So those who do not follow Shruti, Smriti, the Puranas and Pancharacha, they are simply causing a disturbance. The guideline is sadhu-saṅgaḥ guru. But many people are thinking that they can mentally concoct some idea about God. But actually, sadhu, saintly person says exactly what God says. He reads what God says, he hears what God says, and he says, "Okay, I just say that." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says anybody can be guru. You simply repeat what God says. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you say. What Krishna said, you say. What bona fide representative of God says, you say. Then you can also become guru very easy. But one must have faith. Yasa prabhaktir. What was it? Yasa devi prabhaktir. Yata devi tata guru. One must have implicit faith in the Guru and Krishna. This lack of faith, but if someone has faith, someone has strong faith, he can make tremendous advancement. Simply off faith. Strong faith. But that make tremendous advancement. That's what previous charts say. Let's see. Thus, faith is the most important factor for progress in Krishna consciousness. Most important factor. Because that faith, that strong faith, Even if he has some difficulty, he will stay. He will be determined. It says, Vyavisayatmaka buddhi eke kuru nandana buhu shaka hayantascha Vyavisayatmaka buddhir. Saying that with determination, staying on the path. Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur says, in his purport on this verse, his commentary on it, he's saying that one should take the Guru's instructions of life and soul. But to do so, one must have this faith. So it's very important that we develop faith and hear from those who have it. We have to hear from those who actually, I was hearing, and they said to develop this faith, a great saintly person was giving class today, and he was stating that to develop this faith, one has to shushu-sho sharanandasya, vasudeva kataruchi. One first develop this faith and hearing from realized soul, liberated soul. But nowadays, anybody can go and speak, but we have to hear from liberated soul, Prabhupada, and previous acharyas. It's very important. He says it's of utmost importance. Then one can develop taste. Then one can have faith. That taste is there. Then they'll be able to risk life. They'll do sacrifice. They'll sacrifice so much for Krishna because they have faith. So one must develop this faith. It says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it said that one should have complete conviction that simply by serving the Supreme Lord Krishna, he can achieve all perfection. Some city haritoshana. When Krishna is pleased, everyone is pleased. And that's the perfection of life. All perfection is there when Krishna is pleased. By watering the root of the tree, all the twigs and the branches and the leaves, whatever is there on the tree is naturally nourished. But instead of watering the root of the tree, we're trying to enjoy separately. And therefore we are not satisfied. We will never be satisfied. Because we're trying to enjoy without Krishna. This is like trying to water the leaves of the tree. If you put water on the leaves of the tree, it's not where the water can be absorbed. Actually, the leaves absorb the sun. But if you try to put water on the leaves, it will simply, what is it called? Sun bleaching, I believe. In agriculture science, it says that when you put water on the leaves and then the sun hits it, it causes more heat and it makes the leaves have like little yellow spots on it. I believe it's called sun bleaching. If I'm correct, I don't remember so much of it. But something like this, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But so this actually has a negative effect. But if one puts water on the roots of the tree, then the tree is nourished. And everything is going. Just like the stomach is there. If the stomach is the source, it naturally distributes all the energy to the body, and all the other organs and limbs of the body are satisfied by putting in the hand. The hand does its duty, then put the food stuff in the mouth chews, and it sends it to the stomach. Then the stomach distributes all to the body, to the rest of the body. It is a science. It is not a blind faith. One can feel satisfaction, personal satisfaction. One can feel satisfaction by serving God. It is fact. So otherwise, so many people are here. Why are they lasting so long? Going through so much tribulation. How can one stay so long? How can one face so much humiliation, insult from family, from friends, from loved ones, and still say, no, I have to carry on? Because they must be experiencing some taste. The devotees in Russia, they went through so much. Some were even tortured, caught and tortured. And said, you cannot do this. And they get released. They say, okay. Then they get released and they go and do it again. Then they get captured again. Why? Why are they doing it? Because they must be experiencing something higher than any normal material sense gratification. That is Krishna consciousness. That is transcendence. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma, no sachati na kangsati. they're happy. They don't desire any material thing because they get bliss from Krishna consciousness. That is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. And Krishna will never forget. It says, Svamapyasa Dhamasya. He will never forget. Even a little bit of thing someone does for Krishna, Krishna will never forget. I will never let that go. You did even the smallest little thing for me, I will always remember. How kind is Krishna? But we are all here and we're all businessmen. They say, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. First you scratch my back and then I'll scratch yours. That is business, man. This society is now a bunch of Sudras and Vaishyas, and that's why the society is not peaceful. We have no faith in God and we're a bunch of Sudras and Vaishyas. Actually it says, Kalo Sudra Samambhava. Samambhava. That everybody in this age of Kali Yuga is born a Sudra. Everyone is Sudra. Sudra means laborer class. That means they must seek out some master to work under. That is us. So the school is producing Sudras. They say you go to work, you get an education, and you go find some master, and you work under them. Then you'll become happy. But then, or Vaishyas, they're a little more intelligent, and they can actually manage a business and do this. And so, but there's some Vaishyas, but no Satris are there, no Brahmins are there. And these four divisions of society, Shudra, Vaishya, Satriya, and Brahman. Brahman is considered head of society, intelligent class. Satriya is considered the hands, the arms, the manage it, and protecting the society. Then Vaishya is considered the stomach, mercantile class, distributing. Also they take great importance to cow protection. And then Sudras are the leg class. So just imagine if we have a body with simply legs and stomach. No arms, no hands, and no head. What kind of body is that? A useless body. So this Krishna consciousness movement is giving an opportunity to create these Satriyas and Brahmins. Actually, Prabhupada said, I'm trying to make these boys Brahmin, first class Brahmin, intellectual class of men, so that they can distribute this knowledge to others across the world, and that the world can become peaceful and prosperous under the direction of Krishna. Krishna says, Chatur Varnam Mayashishtam Guna Karma Vibhabajam. That is Chatur Varna, these four Varnas and four ashrams. This is what Krishna wants. This is how society can be run properly. But no one is sticking to this process. We are thinking that we know how to run best. But we see that there's no peace. Everyone is in anxiety. Everyone's trying to become secure and peaceful and comfortable. But there's no comfort, there's no peace, and everyone is full of anxiety. Well, they're trying so hard. This is the struggle for our struggle of existence. It says, Mama Vamsa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manasasraya Injuri Prakati I forgot the last part, I'm sorry. But it's saying all the living entities are part and parcels, my part and parcels, and they're struggling with the six senses, which include the mind. We're part and parcel of Krishna, but we're struggling for existence. It's like a tail. You know the dog's tail, right? It's like this. Dog's tail is like this. It's curled up like this, right? It's curled up. It's curled up like this. Then you straighten it. But again, and you straighten it for some time and it's okay. Then again, whoop. Can never be straight. That is material existence. So we're trying to make comfortable here. We're trying to make happiness here. But happiness will not last. Like the dog curling the dog's tail. It will never stay straight. It'll always go back. Whoop. And that is our struggle. So we should take advantage of this human life that has been so kindly given to us, this rare opportunity, and try to develop this faith in God again, reawaken this faith of God. It's practical. It's on a practical level. This is a practical way to understand God. It's not like some. It's a mystery. But it's practical science. Practical God consciousness. One can experience, on a daily basis, he can experience God in his life, simply. Prabhupada was standing on the ocean, he said, what do you see? He said, I see ocean. What, do you see Krishna? He said, I see Krishna. How you see Krishna here? Yes. He said, this is the power of Krishna. We are standing here, there's a vast ocean. How that water can drown this? That water could easily just and flood the whole city. Cover all of the land. How much vast amount of water there is. But he says this shoreline is stopping all that water. How is this? There's a line here where that water cannot go past. What is the force that's keeping that water here? He said, that is Krishna. That is God. But because people lack in their faith, they don't accept. They'll say, oh, it's like this, it's like this, like this, like this, like this. But we see that planets are floating in the air. Planets, a giant planet is floating like cotton swab. Floating. How is it possible? How is it possible? It says sarve brahma idam. No. Sarve kalo idam brahma. It says nothing can exist without the touch of Brahman. Like a tree or the human. As soon as the human is there, the human being, it could be a very attractive person is there. And everyone's, oh, look how attractive. But as soon as the soul leaves that body, Brahman means spirit. As soon as that spirit leaves the body, then again, becomes dead matter. Then it's no longer attractive. People will walk over to see, oh, they'll actually be scared of it. Because spirit is not there, Brahman has left. But we have become attached to this body. We are thinking this body is all on. That is our illusion. That is the trick of Maya. But by associating with those devotees of Krishna, one can get free from this illusion and put faith back into God. Then one will render service unto God, which is Saiva Pumsam Prodamo. This is the ultimate occupation for human. It's how to attain that transcendental loving service unto the Godhead, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And do this uninterrupted and unmotivated, then one can experience happiness. And that's what we are seeking for. No one can say, I do not want happiness. Everyone is seeking happiness. Everyone is seeking for peace, but nowhere it can be found. But this Krishna Consciousness movement is giving opportunity to you. So therefore we should take advantage of this movement. And we should try to apply it in our life. Then we can experience Krishna in our life. We can experience God in our life. And that faith will be once again reestablished. Then after that, we say, Savam dharam prityaja, mame kam saranam praja, aham tam savapaviyo moksha yismahamsya. We will surrender to God. Say, okay, the banner of varieties of the religion, surrender to God, and He will take care of me. No problem. He said, I will free you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. And when one is free from all sinful reactions, he can go back to Godhead. One must be as pure as God to go back to God. Even the slightest little attachment, he has to come back here. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to tell the story of the boat. So there's this groomsman party, groomsman. He's going to go to the bride, but he has to go down some river and get to the place, because they have, like in India, they do like really particular about auspicious timings. So they have to go there and be at a certain time. So they go the night before to the boatman and say, okay, boatman, I need to get there at this time, this location at this time. He said, I'll even pay you extra, go there fast. He said, okay, no problem, boom. He said, let's go. They get in the boat and it's a little late, so it's evening time, and then it's a little dark. So they get on the boat and then they're like having a good time, they're forgetting about time and it's late. Maybe drinking or something, I don't know, it's the groomsmen, you know. So then maybe something is there, maybe feasting or something happens. Then they lose track of time. Maybe take a little nap or fall asleep or something, I don't know. And fog is there. When it gets late here in India, and at nighttime, fog rises. And the boatman, they're there, he gets his strongest boatman. Ooh, he's big, to row the boat. So then after some time, the groomsmen and his buddies, they awaken, or they come back to their senses, okay, and they notice, they look in the fog, the sun starts coming up a little, and as soon as the sun comes up, the fog dissipates. It says, Krishna Sayasama Maya Andakara Yahan Krishna Tahan Nahe Maya Arikara. Wherever Krishna is there, it's like the sun, he dissipates the darkness. So our goal is to be Krishna conscious. So just like the sun is dissipating the fog, Krishna will dissipate our ignorance, like the sun. So the sun was there, and it dissipates the fog, and they can see. And the groomsman, he says, hey, it looks like we're at the same place. Wow. And he starts getting angry. He realizes they haven't moved from the same spot they've been the whole time. And he says, boatman, you've been tricking me. He starts getting angry at him, shouting like anything. So you tricked me. He said, I'm missing my wedding like this. This is an auspicious time. He's supposed to go to his wedding. He's like, yeah. And shouting at the boatman and all that. And they're like, I don't know what happened. Look at my boatman. The rowers, they're rowing. And he saw, they're all like tired, exhausted, sweating like anything. And they're like, they can't figure it out. They're wondering, what's going on? And they're looking around. And one man, he said, oh, I see. What? I understand. And they looked down and said, the anchor. We did not pick up the anchor. This is our position. If the anchor is still in the ground, the boat cannot move. They cannot make progress. So if we have any kind of attachment here, it doesn't matter how hard we work, we will have to come back here. So the goal is to be attached, become attached to Krishna and Kṛṣṇa, and Krishna's pure devotee. Then one can get free from this material bondage and return back home, back to Godhead. And that is the ultimate goal of life. Hare Krishna.